Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting updates. We start with this report claiming that Xavi is not convinced about signing 23-year-old Barca target due to one major reason. What is that reason? We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, in this episode, we are going to be talking about Pablo Gavi as the Golden Boy have rejected PSG and Chelsea after their latest push to sign him. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Journalist Paul Barlos has reported via The Athletic that Joao Felix is not a player Xavi wants in his team, with the reason being the Portuguese's lack of defensive credibility. Following his loan tenure with the Premier League Chelsea last season, Felix made himself known that he does not wish to play for Atletico Madrid anymore. The 23-year-old even went publicly to express his admiration for Barcelona, and ever since his representative, George Mendes, has been trying to cater a move to Catalonia. The 23-year-old forward, whose market value stands at 50 million euros, was heavily booed by Atletico fans in his recent outing, despite not playing a single minute, which goes on to show that his relationship with the club is beyond repair. Now it is known that Xavi demands a great amount of work rate from his players across all areas of the pitch. Take for example the case in point of Alejandro Balde. The young left back is heavily involved in the offense, meaning that those playing on the same lines as him need to be on their toes if the defense is vacated. This is where Joao Felix fails to pass the demands. Barlos writes that although 23-year-old Joao Felix has already offered himself to Barcelona, the coaching staff is not entirely aligned with his style of play. Even keeping aside the financial aspect, which is going to play a big role if Barca opt for the Portuguese, the forward is not really winning over Xavi and his staff, and his lack of defensive effort happens to be a primary factor. At the same time, there happens to be a major conflict of interest within the management, with Deco being Felix's great admirer. As such, club president Joan Laporta is said to be his admirer too, but Xavi is not entirely sold on that idea, although it could be the case that he might have to give up as Ousmane Dembele has already left and the future Ansu Fati continue to hang in the balance. So it must be noted that Joao Felix has already rejected a few offers from Saudi Arabia, and while he dreams of moving to Barca, the decision rests with Xavi now. Of course, as usual, the decision rests with Xavi. This was the same music we were getting when Neymar was linked to Barca some few weeks ago. The decision rests with Xavi. The power that Xavi has is beyond, in fact, it's too much. It's too much. Let's be honest, guys. We need an attacker. It's urgent. We need a winger right now. Let's be honest. We need a winger. As I've said it uncountable times, apart from Lewandowski up front, we can't really rely on a particular player who can score goals, to be honest. And it's sad. It's sad. The game against Getafe, we couldn't score. Getafe ended 0-0. Yes, the game was frustrated, but Lewandowski had a bad night, right? He was isolated. And when Lewandowski having a bad night, then there's a high probability that Barca will always not scoring. And how do we want to win games? Or how do we want to win trophies with such? Xavi needs to reason out certain things. Joao Felix has an eye for goal. We know that. He has been scoring. He has been banging in his time at Atletico. He knows to score goals. He knows to score goals. That's why when Neymar was playing, nearly every Barca fan wanted Neymar to come back because Neymar scored goals. Neymar has the skills, he has the assists, he has the goals, he has everything complete. It's not like the wingers that we have that majority who can do the assist part, but they don't know how to do this, they don't know how to create, they don't know how to score. And for crying out loud, I still don't understand why Xavi is not of the idea of Joao Felix. Yes, for the Joao Felix issue, we have been getting a lot of contradicting reports. Some reports are saying that Xavi will go for Joao Felix, but only if Barca can get right back and get an attacking midfielder. Then from then, if it happens that there is still space on the wage bill, then good and fine. Barca can now go for Felix because he doesn't value that position. Yeah, so let's see how it goes. And the same Xavi is also open for Ansu Fati to depart. And I ask myself, how can you be saying Ansu Fati can leave, whereas you don't want to bring in Joao Felix? Is that normal? It doesn't make sense at all. And I think that Xavi should be listening to advice. If Deco is a new sporting director, as he was finally appointed yesterday, I think Deco should have a say. It shouldn't be all centered around Xavi. There's certain things that Deco must also decide. For the Joao Felix, Deco is a huge fan of the player as well as President Joan Laporta. That was the same thing that the Neymar situation, where everybody was huge admirer of Neymar coming back to Barca because of the sponsorship deals, because of the economic benefits that Barca will enjoy from that. But Xavi said no. And partly because of that, Neymar's move to Barca failed. Then on to the next story of discussion. With the arrivals of Ilkay Gundogan, Otto Romero, it appears that Barca midfield sensation Gavi has dropped a little bit down the pecking order. Gavi did not have the best of pre-seasons as he was out due to injury. Following that, La Masia graduate Gavi did not even start against Getafe, but he entered second half. With Xavi preferring Gundogan, Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Romeo in the starting midfielder role. As such, Sport is now saying that both Chelsea and PSG have revived their interest in Pablo Gavi and are closely monitoring the player situation. Both Chelsea and PSG have been keen on a 19-year-old midfielder for a long time now and explored the possibility of signing him earlier this summer. In fact, PSG had even considered a move for him recently, with Luis Enrique said to be a huge fan. However, none of it came to fruition as Gavi has never thought of leaving Barca and is not even entertaining that possibility going to those clubs. Neither Gavi nor Barca are thinking about parting of ways, with a player keen on succeeding at his boyhood club and the Catalans seeing him as a non-transferable asset. At the same time though, he still wishes to play regularly under Xavi at Barca. Will have to manage the situation carefully. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.